Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the world. I hope you guys are doing okay. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a reaction to this guy called Booty Hunter, and his video was sent over to me. Now, what I will say is that it's actually pretty funny. I was entertained watching it. He is talking out of both sides of his mouth, which we're going to go over. I've time-stamped what I want to talk about in this video because there is a lot of waffle in the hour and 22 minutes, and a lot of it is just him throwing random insults, which is fine. I don't mind if somebody wants to throw insults, but there's not really much to react to. There are a few things that I've pulled out here. Now, this is with regards to the drama that kind of started with Foxy and Fate and then got other YouTubers involved. I briefly got involved in it, although I wouldn't really say my part in it was drama filled. I kind of just had a conversation with Fate. We had disagreements, but there's no ill will between me and Fate whatsoever. You know, whatever people think of Fate or whatever their beef is with Fate, I don't have a beef with him. We have disagreements. Just a quick edit. I recorded this video before Fate released his latest video, which I think is called In Conclusion or something like that. I just watched it. Now, I was under the impression that me and Fate were cool. He didn't name me directly in the video, but I know he is referring to me and other people in the FGC or in the MK community, and I will be responding to that video. So in this video that you're about to hear, where I am talking about Booty Hunter, I will say a couple of times that I have no beef with Fate, that there's no ill will. Now, I didn't have any beef with Fate when I was recording this video, and I didn't have any problems with Fate until I listened to his disingenuous video that he just released, and I will be responding to that in kind, maybe tomorrow, maybe the following day, depending on my schedule, because I really didn't appreciate some of the things that he said. Once again, I was kind of told that he would do something like this, which is, you know, it's not a massive deal, but I think that something should be cleared up because I think some of the things that he has put across are just not true. Obviously, I have receipts, I've kept log of our conversations, and so I will respond to that. So if you hear me in this video saying that I have no problems with Fate, this was recorded in the past tense. I'm not going to re-record it because I recorded quite a lot, and then I will respond to Fate at a later date. But this guy, Booty Hunter, who, like I said, speaks out of both sides of his mouth while simultaneously saying nothing of real substance, it was really hard for me to pull things here to actually make a reaction to. Although it was entertaining, he really didn't say much outside of just stupid, again, playground insults, but it's fine, you know, it's okay for him to throw them around. But we're going to pick this apart because he seems to have a stick up his bum and he doesn't seem to understand something, so I'm going to break it down for him. And just want to make one thing very clear to you guys. Most of the time when I make videos where I'm commentating on something, I try to do it in a way where I'm trying to get a genuine point across, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of something, whether that's discussing the issues that Mortal Kombat's facing or any other game, or discussing issues in the community or about specific players. I'm going to be very, very clear with you with regards to this video. That is not my intention with this video. My intention with this video is to A, insult this donut who decided to open his mouth and make a video about me, and B, pick apart his stupid arguments. I have no interest in being respectful in this video. If that's not your thing, I would advise clicking off now because I'm not going to mince my words. I find this guy, although quite funny, somewhat irritating, and he decided to make the video about me, and so I'm going to respond in kind. So out of respect for the people that have subscribed to my channel, and out of respect for the people that have taken their time out to click on my channel to maybe want to watch this video, if you're not into name calling, and if you're not into someone making attacks on somebody, I would advise you to turn this video off, because that's exactly what I intend on doing. And like I said before, I'm not above making insults on somebody. I think certain situations call for it, and in certain situations and certain contexts it's completely fine, and in my estimation, based on what this donut has been talking about, it's completely fine for me to rip him a new one, and that's what I intend on doing. If you don't like it, all good with me. For those of you that do like that stuff, for those of you who are interested in what I have to say, stick around. So we're going to go through a couple of things here. Now, he has a really bad habit of continuously pausing his videos before people finish their points. I just finished watching him react to Moist Critical's criticisms of Vince McMahon when, you know, obviously all the allegations have come out. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I find this guy entertaining. Although he talks a whole bunch of shit, he's just one of those YouTubers that, you know, I hope he gets monetized. I hope he gets monetized. I look forward to watching more of his content. But he is a bit of a moron, so I am rooting for you, Booty Hunter, but you talk a lot of shit, so I'm going to point it out to you.
Now I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Okay, and then I'm going to show you some actual statistics on how this tiny little gimmick is useless in the grand scope of the game itself, right? So normally if somebody jumps in, right, you can see it mentions it as an overhead, okay? It's
Correct. That is an overhead.
right? Now, if you press up at the same time, you can then punish straight after, right?
Nice. We're learning here. We're learning.
That's pretty good, right?
Stop being a condescending prick.
That's not bad. You know, I can do that and do that. Okay? Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy.
Very easy. Yes.
Now,
So easy a casual could do it. That's kind of the whole point. But go on, carry on.
with this particular mechanic,
What did I just say? See what I'm already talking about? And they just assume that all these casual players like, oh, you just need to get good at the game and learn the overheads and learn the fucking learn the up blocks and all that type of stuff. Learn the intricacies of the game. Learn the time signature. Shut the fuck up. People just want to play, you weirdos. Nobody cares that deeply about that shit like you do. They just want to play the game and have fun. Only you freaks care about that type of shit.
He says only us weirdos and freaks care about learning how to play the game correctly. This really makes no sense whatsoever, because as a casual or somebody who wants to play the game to a higher level, you're going to want to learn how to play the game, and something that alleviates frustration is understanding mechanics in fighting games. Now, nobody's saying that you can't just go and mash buttons if you want to. Nobody's saying that you have to go and listen to Foxy, myself, or any other players. You're more than welcome to play the game, but what's really weird here is that Booty Hunter comes across to me like one of the people that just wants to go and mash buttons, doesn't want to learn about frame data, which is all fine. I've got plenty of people in my life that play fighting games that don't even understand what frame data is. But for those of you that want to understand how to deal with things, so it's less frustrating when you're getting hit by it and you understand what you can do, you go to people that know what they're talking about. Nobody's forcing anybody to learn about frame data. If you want to be clueless and you want people to jump in on you constantly and you don't want to know how to block something, then don't come on YouTube and no one's forcing you, mate. No one's forcing you. This argument makes absolutely no sense to me. There's levels to games. Like, for example, I'm playing Tekken now. My friends, some of them are new to it and they don't really understand certain things. They don't understand what the low parry is. They don't understand what counters are. They don't really understand how to sidestep. Now, if you started criticizing it, or if they started criticizing Tekken, saying it's not a good fighting game because I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z, and then I said to you, well, you just got to sidestep. You need to learn how to sidestep. And then you turned around to me and gave some dumb response like, oh, I don't want to. Well, then don't. No one's forcing you to come on YouTube and learn. No one's forcing you to listen to me. This is a nothing sandwich. What are you even complaining about? So there was some of his video that I actually skipped over. About 22 minutes in is when he starts talking about me. Now, I was going to speak about some of the things he spoke about in the beginning of the video, but it's just a lot of nothing. It's really hard to give a proper reaction to this guy because I don't think he actually knows what he's talking about. But he starts mentioning me at 22 minutes and we're going to respond to the things that he's saying. What I wanted to talk about was this guy called Fate, who is another content creator who bashes Mortal Kombat quite frequently. And his video was sent over to me. He did a reaction video to me and my recent uploads. Obviously, I've been away from my gaming channel for a little bit. I've been posting here and there. It's just been gameplay videos, but nothing consistent. So he does a reaction and people send it over to me. A couple of the top UK players got in contact with me and private messaged me in group chats. And they were asking me what I thought. So I'm always honest with you guys. As you can probably tell, my honesty might get me in trouble one day. But I'm going to keep it 100 of you. I do not appreciate the way Fate puts his arguments across, and I think that Fate is more...
Yeah, but you know you guys both shit on Mortal Kombat 1, right? You both shit on Mortal Kombat 1, as I do. But you both shit on Mortal Kombat 1. Why is it bad when Fate does it? You both shit on the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure you heard what I just said. I didn't say it's bad if Fate does it. I didn't say Fate can't do it. I didn't say Fate's a criminal for doing it. I said I don't like the way he puts his arguments across. You understand that people can dislike something and have a conversation about it and still not agree. Do you not understand it? Do you not understand what nuance is? Do you not understand that people think differently? You think just because me, you, and Fate dislike Mortal Kombat, our talking points are going to be the same? You cannot be that simple-minded, surely. How did that go over your head? I mean, if you watched the live stream like you claim you did, then you would understand that whilst me and Fate don't like the game, the reasons we like the game seem to differ quite heavily. If you don't understand the English language, that's fine. I completely understand. But if you do and you can't infer that and you can't understand that, then I don't really know what to tell you. I don't know why you're holding your head. more interested in making ad hominem attacks on people for clicks than really getting a point across.
Ad hominem attacks on people for Were you talking about the fucking... Please tell me you're not talking about the fucking Condiment Twins thing. And how many clicks does that really get him anyways? He maybe gets like 1,000 views or whatever, but that's not many. That's not anything crazy. It's not like he's getting 100K or 1 million. So if he's doing it for clicks, I mean, it's not working too well.
Do you know what the problem is with this guy? He doesn't let people finish talking. He continuously pauses the videos. And so you get situations like this where a better point can be made, but because he's gone and clicked the video and given his response instead of just listening to it the whole way through, he's jumped to conclusions about clicks and whatnot. Now I'm going to let the video continue running because I don't want to continuously pause it like he does. Although, like I said, because I'm doing a reaction to his nonsense, it's kind of difficult. But I want you guys to pay attention to a lot of it, and it's honestly not hard to pick up on. There's not much going on upstairs with this guy. I understand that I can say some pretty outlandish things as well, but I feel like when
Yeah, you can. And I'm glad you identified that. But, and of course there's a but it's only bad when he does it. He won't admit that, but that's basically what he's saying.
when I say something, I always have a point to back it up. I always have some sort of substance for it to go with.
How do you figure Fate doesn't have a point? Just because you don't agree with it doesn't make it not a point. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, dude. Like, oh my God.
What is the shit you're talking about? Why don't you explain yourself a little bit? This is what this guy does. He pauses the video and he goes, "You're a douchebag. This is what I'm talking about." What are you talking about? Why don't you put your point across so people can understand what you're on about? Instead of pausing the video every 2 seconds. Are you that triggered? Are you that triggered? Really? You're getting your knickers in a twist because I said I don't like the way Fate puts his points across. I didn't say Fate was a bad person. I didn't even say Fate was necessarily wrong. That's the whole point in entering a debate space. You debate somebody to see who can push the other person a little bit, who can bring them over to their side, and you exchange ideas. Now, me and Fate had the debate, mostly a respectful debate, even though this guy seemed to see it the other way. I wasn't rude to Fate. I didn't tell Fate to shut up. I didn't call Fate names. I have not called Fate names. And me and Fate have been called you ever since. So I really don't know what you're getting your knickers in a twist about. Now, at the time of me recording that video, I did not think that Fate had very good points to put across. And I still hold that sentiment towards Fate now. That doesn't mean I dislike Fate. I don't dislike Fate. I was watching his content today. I was watching a video he did on Mortal Kombat 1 dying. I was watching his Tekken review. I don't have a problem with Fate. I don't know where this guy got this from. He claims to have watched the live stream. But at what point in the live stream was I nasty to Fate? Was I picking on Fate? Mind you, Fate commented on my video and said that he wants to have a conversation. I was asked by people what I thought of Fate. People commented in my comment section, so I responded in kind. I didn't go after anyone. I wasn't fishing for a fight. If somebody wants to speak to me, I'm not above speaking to them. I don't care if they have 1 subscriber or 1 million subscribers. It makes no difference. The same way I'm responding to you. So I really don't know why you've got to stick up your bum. What's upset you so badly? Or if you just wanted to make this video for clicks. I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. But I'm sure you're going to respond to this video. And you know what? Wouldn't even mind speaking to you on a live stream because I've watched your videos and you don't seem to be able to put a coherent point across. I would love to see if you can actually have a conversation whilst it's live streaming, because I highly doubt it. And you guys are probably going to see that throughout the entirety of this video. And just for your own peace of mind, don't take my word for it. Go and watch the entire thing. Go watch the whole hour and 22 minutes and then you tell me exactly what you think. I don't just insult people like at random with no rhyme or reason and nothing to follow.
Who the fuck cares? You soft little bitch. It's the internet.
Well, you obviously care, you donut, otherwise you wouldn't be making a video about it. What do you mean, who cares? You're public enemy number 1, you seem to care, and it's okay if you do. I'm not sure why you do, but it's fine if you do, just admit it. Otherwise you wouldn't be making an hour and 22 minutes with the bulk of this hour-long plus video being about me. You're obviously bothered by it, which you guys will see as this video goes along.
I'm not saying I approve of it, but people insult each other on here. Who cares? Why is that a point against Fate? It's like, oh, he insults people. I can't take him. Who cares? You're talking shit about Mortal Kombat 1. What if someone didn't take you seriously just off of that. And it's like, and don't try to stand on the fucking moral high ground either. That's what I hate about, and it's crazy because this is another freaking guy from the freaking UK. And one thing I hate to sound like I'm freaking just prejudiced against like UK people, but one thing I'm constantly fucking noticing about these UK YouTubers is that they try to stand on such a fucking moral high ground. They act as if they are somehow fucking more divine and better than everybody else.
What the hell are you talking about, you dumb shit? First of all, I'm not upset that Fate wants to insult people. I don't care if Fate wants to insult people. But if someone's gonna ask me of my opinion based on his content and what I believed it to be, although he has changed my mind on that now, I believe that the insults really had no place in what he was trying to do. Now, my opinion's changed on that, but I was not upset by it. Nobody was crying by it. Can you not hear by the tone in my voice? Have you not watched my videos? I mean, clearly you must have done some research on me before you opened your gob. You would know I don't mind insults being thrown about, but in a debate space, when we're trying to talk about the game getting better, I see it as a waste of time. I'm allowed to have that opinion. Does it mean I'm crying about it? No. The only one that looks butthurt here is you. And then this whole thing about UK people standing on a moral high ground, where the hell did you get that from? Where did you get that from? What kind of stupid comment is that? Why, because me and Foxy might have had a disagreement with Fate. I guess me talking to you like this is probably driving you mad as well, right? Because I'm standing on a moral high ground. It seems to me like you don't like people having conversations with other people. I clearly outlined my opinion of Fate. Made it very, very clear. If you've got wax in your ears, I would suggest cleaning them out. Never called Fate bad. Didn't have a problem with Fate. We had a debate. If Fate took personal issue with me standing against him and me grilling him over certain points, that's Fate's problem. That's not my problem. I was never rude to Fate, and I never stood on any moral high ground. I just have a difference of opinions. Don't know what you have against UK people, bro, but that shit's weird.
You know, it was like they are so above, so much more mature than everyone else. Get the fuck over yourself. Get off your soapbox. You ain't God. You ain't this omnipotent being, this force of light. It's the fucking internet, man. People take shots at each other. What's it? It happens. You know, it's just a thing that happens. You can either handle it or you can either ignore it, or yeah, it's like you can either like handling it by ignoring it. You can either handle it by firing back, or if you're going to be a soft little bitch and cry about it, just get off. Just get off the internet for your own personal health. Because if you can't handle a few insults, yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what your problem is, Booty Hunter? You didn't bother to look into me before you made your stupid video. If you had bothered to watch any of my videos, much like I did with Fate before I had a conversation with him, like I said, if you watched the live stream, you'd have heard me going over bullet points over multiple videos. We didn't even get to all of them, but I did my research. If you did your research on me, then you would know that I'm not upset by a few insults. And clearly I'm not upset by them now, and I understand how the internet works. I've been here for a minute. I don't need to get lessons from somebody like you. You don't understand how it works. I was putting my opinion across, and the only one butthurt here is you. I'm just a bit flabbergasted that a grown man is sitting behind a computer, not really reacting to this, just the nature in which you're reacting to it. It's like you don't understand left from right. I'm honestly confused here. And like I said, reacting to your video was really difficult because you're not really saying much. You ain't really saying much. You're kind of just making things up. Nobody's crying here. I don't know where you got that from. You watched the live stream, like I said. Did you see me getting irate? Did you see me getting upset? Did you see me barking at Fate? Now, I know your dumbass has probably paused this video 100 times, so getting my point across to you is going to be incredibly difficult. But understand this, you dumbass. A few insults are not going to upset me. You're well within your right, and you can say whatever you want. I will respond in kind. Whether it's on a live stream or on video format or text message or Discord, it really doesn't matter to me. I have thick skin, but if you did bother doing your research on me, you would know that. You didn't. You're just talking out of both sides of your mouth, which is honestly impressive to do for an hour and 22 minutes. But I guess what I'm saying is coming across like I'm sitting on some sort of moral high ground. I don't even know where you got that from, but I guess people disagreeing with you makes you feel like that. Now, I watched Foxy and Fate have their debate on Foxy's channel, and
But Foxy's your boy. You're gonna take up for him.
Now, I've said this multiple times, but clearly this dumbass didn't watch the live stream, so I'll say it for you again in full. Me and Foxy have a mutual respect. I would consider Foxy a friend. There's never been problems between us, But if you were watching the live stream, you would have known that I laid out about 10 different bullet points that I wanted to get to. Only managed to get to about 5 of them because Fate, and this is no shade on Fate, but Fate rattles off a lot. He talks in circles and it's very hard to have a conversation in a straight line with Fate. So I had to keep bringing the conversation back to the original point. I didn't get to address everything I wanted, but I still have my notes from that debate. And if you want me to, I can list out all of the issues that I had with Foxy's arguments in Fate's debate with him. But again, I don't think you really paid attention to what was going on. Like, you're not paying attention to anything right now. Foxy's my friend, yes. But Foxy's a grown man, and so am I. I assume you are, and so is Fate. And we can have disagreements without wanting to strangle each other or saying, well, I'm not your friend anymore. Now, I have friends in this space, closer friends, people that I would consider, yeah, do you know what? I would invite that person to my birthday party. Foxy doesn't see me like that, and I don't see Foxy like that. We're friends within the space, but if me and Foxy were to go on a live stream and we disagreed about something, we would have the disagreement on camera respectfully. And the same goes for Ketchup and Mustard, the same goes for anybody in the Mortal Kombat community or the Tekken community. I'm friends with King J, I'm friends with Retro Ajax, I'm friends with the Dragons, I'm friends with a lot of notable names in the UK scene. If I have a disagreement with them, they all know me well enough that I'll call them out on their disagreement respectfully, much like I did with Fate, and we can have the conversation. Now, if you get upset because I'm disagreeing with you about something, that says more about you than it does about me, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't care who it is. I honestly don't care, because I'm not doing it from a malicious place. I'm doing it purely to have a debate. And it's not like I'm riding for my friends from primary school or something. It's a completely different thing. Within this space, people should be able to have disagreements, friends or not. Now, he's going to use this as a means to say that no matter what Foxy says, I'm not going to pull him up on it. But if his dumb ass was watching the live stream like he said he did, then he would have heard me say that I tried to get Foxy in there, and I was going to pull Foxy up on a couple of things he said because I genuinely had questions and I had disagreements about what he said. And Foxy said to me, I'm busy, I'm editing. And that's the end of it. What, do you want me to talk about another man in length when he's not even there to defend himself? Why not talk to the man face to face, or at least over a video call, and let him defend his points, much like I was doing with Fate? What's the point of me going on a live stream with Foxy and talking about Fate when he's not even there? Now, for Fate's peace of mind, because he seemed to think that I was singling him out, I listed quite a few points that I disagreed with Foxy. But again, if you bother doing your research and watching the entire stream like you claim you did, then you would have known that. I really didn't like how Fate put his arguments across. Now, if you
Notice how he doesn't really say anything about Foxy? Even in the fucking debate that they had, he doesn't really call out Foxy for really doing anything. He maybe says like one or two things, but those are like softball things compared to everything he had to say about Fate.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Not paying attention again. Talking out of both sides of your mouth. Talking out of your ass, actually. Which is perfect for this guy, considering his name. Now, just for your peace of mind, Mr. Booty Hunter, if you want, I can go over what I was going to disagree with Foxy about. There's about 10 different things that Foxy said that I didn't like, that I made notes about. I don't know where you got 2 from, because even when I addressed a few of them with Fate, if you want to go and check the video, and I double checked it before I started recording this, I looked into it before I opened my mouth, there was more than 2 things. Even when Fate interrupted me, I said, hold on a minute, let me just let you know that there's more disagreements that I had with Foxy. But again, you just wanted to make this video for the hell of it. And look, it did good numbers on your channel. You got 1,000 views for it. Well done to you. And like I said, I commented on the video. It was very entertaining because I've never seen a grown man chat so much shit for an hour and 22 minutes. It was honestly impressive in my book. Present somebody to me to debate about Mortal Kombat and its issues and where I'd like it to go. I'm fairly confident that I can sit on a podcast or just doing a video of somebody, live even, unedited, and just talk to them about the game and put my points across in an eloquent and
eloquent. Or I could put my thoughts across in an eloquent way and thought out way. Oh, you are so foolish. Oh, you pansy, you fucking namby-pamby. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I hate that I'm insulting this dude. I don't want to go in that direction, but I just cannot stand these freaking people and just how condescending they are, man. And how much they really just think they're so much better than everybody. It's like, you're a guy that makes videos on the internet, just like me, just like Fate. You know, we're all just people that make content on the internet. None of us no matter how many views, no matter how many subscribers, we're all still just people at the end of the day. Not better nor worse. Well, maybe some of us might be a little worse, considering, the EDPs and everything, but yeah, whatever.
What the fuck are you going on about? We're all people, no better, no worse. Did I dehumanize somebody by saying that I can use the English language correctly? Look, if you can't use the English language correctly, that's not my problem. I said that I can enter a debate space and put my thoughts across eloquently. If that triggered you, that kind of just tells me that you're a dumbass. Why did you start talking about we're all just people just making videos on the internet? Yeah, I'm well aware of that. I understand that. When I press the record button, I know I'm just a voice on the internet. But we're talking about something. We're debating the issues about the game. If we're going into a debate space, you should be able to make your argument coherently. So me saying that I can make my argument coherently got your knickers in a twist. Are you an idiot? And now you're talking about we're all just people and some kumbaya bullshit. What are you going on about? What are you talking... This guy's I mean, it's entertaining. Hats off to him. It is really entertaining. Let's get the rest of this video going, man. Honestly, it's like I'm losing brain cells here.
None of us are really better than anybody. It doesn't matter if we have 1 million subs or not. Like, seriously, man. People just got to learn to get the fuck over themselves and live in the real world.
Do you see what I mean? What sense does this make? So in the real world, if you go into a conversation or debate, do you not try to put yourself across correctly? How does that mean that I think that I'm better than anyone else? I might think I'm better at debates than you, or Fate, or Foxy, or Ketchup and Mustard. Doesn't mean that I think I'm a better human being. You realize that I can be better than you at a game, or I can be better than you at talking, or I can be better than you at cooking or whatever it is. It doesn't mean that I think I'm a better human being than you. What the hell are you going on about? You ain't gonna get brownie points from trying to fucking make this out like I was putting Fate down because I said that I can put my points across better. Are you telling me there's nothing in your life that you think you're better than people at? Maybe that is the case, and that's a pretty sad existence. But yeah, there are things that I think that I'm better than people at, and that's why I get asked to do certain things. Even outside of YouTube, just in my day-to-day, I'm sure there's a craft. I'm sure, Mr. Booty Hunter, there is a craft that you probably took up, or you probably do, that you're better than a lot of people at. Does that mean that you're a better human being? Take your head out of your ass, mate. I don't know what the hell you're going on about. I don't think you're listening properly. You're making this about something that it's not. But let's continue, because honestly, it just gets worse from here. Fair manner, without making personal attacks. And
who cares about personal attacks? Stop being a soft little bitch. Get off the internet if you can't handle it. For God's sakes, aren't you a part of the fighting game community? That shit naturally comes with it. It happens. How have you been playing fighting games all this time, and like, what, have you never ran across someone insulting you? Or like, is this your first time hearing someone insult someone?
You see, this guy doesn't understand that there is a time and place for certain things, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but if you're entering a debate space, to me it's a waste of time to insult people. I would rather pick apart your arguments and get to the bottom of something. If I'm in the arcade and I put my pound down, or my quarter, or whatever they call it in America, then yeah, we're in a different space. We're not having a discussion about a topic where we're trying to reach a middle ground or identify an issue. Yeah, when I get online, or when I used to go to the arcades when I was younger, yeah, there was shit talking. But if I'm sitting down to have a debate with my boys, or we're having a back and forth and we're trying to understand something and get to the bottom of it, and one of them starts slinging insults, the setting is a little bit different. You understand that, right? Just because we're part of the FGC, just because we're part of a scene where shit talk had really been the front and center of it for a long time, just because we're part of a scene where there's a lot of crossover with WWE, and a lot of us attribute a lot of these shit talking in it to the stuff we heard The Rock and Stone Cold maybe saying, does not mean that if I sit down to have a conversation with somebody about the future of Mortal Kombat, that they start rattling off insults to me, I'm not going to look at them sideways like, what the hell are you doing? There's a time and place for certain things. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm not the authority or the law on it. I'm just saying that if you do it, I'm going to have something to say about it. But go ahead, if you think throwing insults at every single moment in your day because you play fighting games is acceptable, then, by all means. That's not something that I do. But again, I'm not God on this situation. I'm not in charge of this situation. If you want to put yourself across like an idiot and people don't take you seriously, go ahead, do it. When I watch Fate's content, that's not what I get. Fate's content is playground insults with...
No, it's not. You don't watch his fucking content then. You don't look at his fucking channel. Even his most popular videos are not about playground insults. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't do it, but that's not all his content. You just seen one piece of fucking content, you didn't like it, and then all of a sudden, damn, blank generalization right there. There you go. That's enough. Unfucking believable. This is what happens when it's just assumptions. This guy is constantly just making assumptions. It's unbelievable.
Again, you didn't watch the live stream because I named the videos I was talking about. I said that it's in reference to Mortal Kombat, and I timestamped what I was talking about and brought it up to Fate, and we discussed it. Now, because the conversation went off in different directions, I didn't even get to all of them. We did end up getting to more of them on Sikander's stream, which I'm guessing you didn't bother to watch. Now, I understand Sikander was throwing a lot of insults and it was hard to have a constructive conversation, but Sikander's stream is for entertainment purposes only. So it was never really a debate space. It's for people to go in there and have a laugh. Now, I know Fate doesn't appreciate it, and I know some people don't. I like Sikander's stream. I like Sikander. We're cool. But if you had bothered to watch that, you would know that I tried to bring up more points with regards to Fate's comments on Mortal Kombat. My comment with regards to Fate's content was with regards to Mortal Kombat. If you'd bothered to watch the live stream, mate, you would have understood that. So it's not me making assumptions, it's actually you. I'm not interested in Fate's content about reviews. I clearly said in the video that the words I used mattered. I didn't say he just makes insults and he just makes silly remarks and he just makes offhand comments. I said that he seemed more interested, and it is in with reference to Mortal Kombat. I'm not talking about some review he did about Tekken or Space Invaders or Soul Calibur or whatever it is. We're talking about Mortal Kombat here, so stay on topic. No real, I guess, either understanding or solutions to how to fix the game.
That's not his fucking... Why is he obligated to do that? Why is he obligated to do that? Just like you said, ketchup and mustard, we're not obligated to tell people to talk about the issues with the game. Why is he obligated to talk about what he would do? That's not his job. That's not any of our jobs. That's NRS's job. They made the game. I didn't make it. You didn't make it. Fate didn't make it. None of us made it. NRS, Ed Boon and company made it. They all had a hand in making it. They are the ones who need to be talking about making it better and actually going through with it. As the consumer, that's not our responsibility. Like, again, this guy wanting to stand on the moral high ground, that's not our responsibility as consumers. It's not. We are not bad people. Someone is not a bad person for not talking about what they would do. They don't have to if they don't want to. If they want to, that's okay. But just like if they don't want to, that's okay too.
Alright, Booty Hunter. Why don't you point out to me where I said that Fate is obligated? Do you know what the word obligated means? Why don't you grab a dictionary and we'll wait. Now for the rest of you, I never used the word obligated. Someone asked me about Fate's content and I gave my response about it. I didn't say he is responsible for the state that Mortal Kombat's in. I didn't say he's obligated to find a fix for it. I didn't say that he should take accountability for anything. I said that he makes criticisms of Mortal Kombat but with no actual solutions. That is an observation that I made about his content. He doesn't have to make the solutions, just like I don't have to make this response video, just like you don't have to open your gob. We choose to. But in nowhere and no place did I say in any video that Fate or anybody else other than NRS and Warner Bros, who are also not obligated to do anything, are obligated to do anything. Nowhere. You're just making stuff up. And on the topic of bad people, what are you talking about? Who has called Fate a bad person? Am I missing something here? You're talking to me. You're not talking to Diddle. You're not talking to some other Mortal Kombat player. You're not talking to Fox. You're responding to me. Can you point out to me, Mr. Booty Hunter, where I said that Fate is a bad person because he makes content with regards to Mortal Kombat that at the time I did not really appreciate? Could you point that out to me? What the hell are you going on about? Are you even following the conversation? You clearly don't understand what obligated means. And you seem to think that people that disagree with others and disagree with the way they put their points across and the roads that their content follow makes them a bad person. Are you an idiot? Take your head out of your bum, bruv. What the hell are you talking about? Nothing coherent so far. I'm not sure that Fate is even interested in Mortal Kombat becoming a good...
How are you going to say that? Who are you to say that? Are you Fate? Oh shit, you're not. Let me see. Last time I checked, you're Mike fucking Hollow. You're not Fate.
Yes, dummy, I'm Mike Hollow. And yes, dummy, I'm not Fate. That's why I said I'm not sure. Do you know what the word sure means? Do you know what it means in the context of I am not sure? It means that I'm not positive that what Fate is saying means that he wants the game to be better. I didn't say I know Fate doesn't want the game to be better. See, the problem here is, Booty Hunter, you don't understand how to use the English language and you clearly don't listen. Like I said, clean the wax out of your ears before you make a video. Listen to what I'm saying very carefully. I said I am not sure. Do you need me to explain that to you again? You cannot be this stupid. There's just no way. Again, the problem here, and I'm sorry that I keep on pausing this and interrupting, but it's because this is how he does his videos. He doesn't let someone finish their point. He just starts rattling off. He's like one of those puppies, those dogs that just, they can't sit still. They're constantly wagging their tails, barking at everything. He won't sit to listen to a full point. He hears one thing and he just snaps. And I know people like that. I've dealt with people like this in my personal life. You say one thing to them, they don't let you finish your point and they start rattling off. Now again, if you don't know what I'm not sure means, just like I could say, I'm not sure, for example, because I watched your video on Moist Critical, I'm not sure that Vince McMahon did what he did. Because we can't be sure, right? There are text messages, there's allegations. Now, I read the full 67-page document. If you don't believe me, you can go check it out on my second channel, Bidding That Rubbish. Do a bit of research before you open your mouth again. I read it, and it's pretty horrific. And I lean on the side of, I think Vince probably did it. And I say that because, don't want to digress too much, but because I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. I've been very tuned into what's going on. And this is not somebody that is saying it from like a, oh, I'm an AEW fan, I just want to watch Vince McMahon go down. No, I'm a WWE guy. I've always been a WWE guy. But just reading that and then looking at Vince's history, you put two and two together. Yeah, I'm not saying he did it, but I lean more on the side that he did. Now, the reason I say that, Booty Hunter, and the reason I'm bringing up that point is because I've done my research on Vince McMahon. I've read up on Vince McMahon. I've followed the lawsuits, the scandals over the years. I've seen what he behaves like. And without going into too much detail, I've spoken to certain people and it makes me feel like what the girl said in the text messages were true. Now, I could be wrong and I can accept that, and this might all just be a ploy for TKO to get Vince out. But I'm not saying that he absolutely did it. But what I am saying is that I went and did my research before I opened my mouth. Something that you clearly don't do. But you were very, very, very quick. Very, very, very quick to defend a man that has had scandal after scandal after scandal after paying hush money after paying hush money after paying hush money. After wrestler, I mean, you're a wrestling fan, right? I've seen your channel. You know how many wrestlers have spoken out against Vince McMahon. You don't think it's a little bit fishy, but you were very, very, very quick to shut everything down. Very, very quick. Now, nobody's convicting Vince McMahon for what he did, but I think that maybe you should do a bit more research before you open your mouth. I mean, you seem to watch wrestling. That's the assumption that I'm making based on your video. I think it's fair to assume that based on the way you spoke and based on the videos that you've made. I've seen your videos on Triple H and whatnot. I've watched your videos, Booty Hunter. That is why I'm very confident that if I spoke to you in person or if I spoke to you on a live stream, I would shut you down because you talk nothing but shit.
So unless you're Fate, you don't know what the fuck Fate, like, if he actually likes Mortal Kombat or not. See, this is the fucking crazy mentality of these fucking people, man. And it's like, I know, I don't want to call him an only pro because he said on the freaking discussion with Fate is that he doesn't play competitively anymore, but in that he's got friends that do. But even still, he's still part of the fucking problem. He is still part of the fucking problem, dude. He's another one of these guys that still pays extra special attention to the gameplay and all that stuff, and he's one of these people like, oh, you get good motherfuckers. He's basically that.
Well, I'm glad you listened enough to know that I'm not a pro player because Fate seems to think I am, and I don't know where he's getting that from. Even when I was playing in tournaments, that doesn't make you a pro player. I don't know how many times I have to explain that. You understand that if you went to a tournament, or if Fate went to a tournament, or if you went to 10 tournaments, it doesn't make you a professional player. That makes you a person in attendance. If you don't understand the difference, I can't help you. But I want to point out something you said right at the beginning of that clip where you said, how do you know that Fate doesn't like Mortal Kombat? Where did I say that Fate doesn't like Mortal Kombat? I said that I'm not sure that he wants to find a solution to Mortal Kombat. Again, you're not listening, mate. Stop pausing the video constantly and listen to what somebody has to say. You're too quick to hear the sound of your own voice, and you sound stupid every single time. When you watch this video back, because I know you're going to watch it because I'm going to tag your dumb ass in it, listen to what I'm saying very carefully and then respond in kind, okay? Because if you keep on cutting me up and pausing the video every now and then, yeah, it's funny. I'll admit to you, I laughed at what you were doing. But I laughed because you're so unbelievably clownish that you're hard to take seriously. I think Fate is more interested in just dunking on it. And as I said, I know...
Wow. Okay. Pot calling the kettle black. Pot, here's kettle. Oh my god, what the... what the fuck? What the actual fuck? You dunk on Mortal Kombat, motherfucker.
You saw that, right? His little pea brain couldn't comprehend what I just said. Just because all three of us might dunk on Mortal Kombat does not mean I'm going to agree with you on everything you say, nor does it mean I'm going to agree with every way you put your points across. Do you not understand what nuance is? Do you not understand that we all think differently? Do you think that maybe because you dislike WWE, let's say for example, and I dislike WWE, that the reasons are going to be the same, and that if we enter the space to discuss it, if there was a round table discussion and you put your point across, do you think I'm just going to agree with you because we both don't like WWE? You're too stupid to understand nuance. That's the problem here. You are too fucking stupid. It actually baffles me that you watched your own video back and still thought, yeah, I'm going to put this out. You're actually a dumbass, mate. There's no other way to put it. Some people might think that of my videos, but I genuinely...
You do!
You want Mortal Kombat to be good. Like I said, this channel...
How do you know that Fate doesn't? You're just assuming.
...was opened to be a Mortal Kombat channel, and if you go and look at my videos, I spent a whole year...
Well, if you go and look at Fate's videos, you can see that he's been wanting Mortal Kombat to do, but you didn't look at his videos. So why should anybody give you that goodwill? If you didn't even give that goodwill to Fate, why should anyone show you that same grace? I feel like that's fair. That's a fair question to ask.
Yeah, that is a fair question to ask, and nobody has to show me any fair grace or whatever, any way you want to put it. People are not obligated to go and watch my videos, right? Like you said. Now, if you did watch the live stream, you would know full well that not only have I watched Fate's videos, I've sat through his live streams and I've timestamped specific parts that I wanted to talk about, not just with Foxy, but with Tom Brady. I even went and watched his live streams where he's just playing games and every now and then he would make a comment about Mortal Kombat. I watched his live streams and I watched his videos to prepare for the conversation with him. Now, like I said, the conversation went on for about 5 hours, and the one on Sikander's stream went on for about 5 hours. And unfortunately, because Fate talks in circles, no offense to Fate, it's just, it is what it is, I couldn't get to all the points I wanted to. Even though I didn't get to all the points I wanted to get to, if you were paying attention, you would have clearly heard me say the names of the videos and the timestamps. I timestamped them so Fate can go and look at what I'm talking about. So much so that Fate uploaded a video on the day of the live stream. I watched it and I timestamped the parts I didn't agree with. And Fate didn't even remember what I was talking about. And he said that he puts out so much content, he does so many different things, he forgets. And I said, cool, no problem, you forgot, but I've timestamped it and I've told you exactly what you said. If you don't believe me, go and check now. So I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't watched his content. And again, I said I'm not sure that he is interested in the progression of Mortal Kombat. The reason I said I'm not sure is because I've watched his content and that is the perception I got and that is the discussion we had. Now, if you clean the wax out of your ears for the 100th time, you would have understood that, but you didn't. Your head's stuck up your arse still. So I'd advise you taking it out before we progress. So he said something on his video yesterday, which I want to maybe add some clarification to because it's very easy to hate on people you don't know. So here's...
Oh my god, dude. You said yourself you hate Sonic Fox.
Please find me where in my video I said I hate Sonic Fox. I said I don't like Sonic Fox and I don't like the things I've seen of Sonic Fox. And I outlined what they were. And you know what? If you go and watch my video and jump into the comment section, pretty much everybody was like, yeah, I don't like those things about him either. I don't hate Sonic Fox. I don't know Sonic Fox, but you can watch people on the internet and not like them. Where did I say I hate him? Nowhere in my video did I say I hate Sonic Fox. I just don't like the guy, and I'd rather not be around him.
What the fuck? And you even said you don't like Sakura. If it's Fate doing it, it's bad. But if it's us, it's okay. It's just us voicing our opinions and concerns. But if it's Fate doing it, it's fucking toxic. Oh my god, dude. The hypocrisy is crazy.
I'm sorry, dude. Were you about to say that I hate Sikanda? It kind of sounded like that. Now, I'm making an assumption because you cut yourself off because you probably realize that you're talking out your ass again. I don't even hate you. I quite like your content. You're so stupid, it's entertaining. It's like watching SpongeBob continuously walk into a wall and laugh. I don't hate any of them. I don't hate anyone in the FGC space. No one that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't hate Sonic Fox. Don't hate you. I'm going to keep on saying it because you don't seem to understand. I genuinely think I will say it 100 times and you'll still think that I hate you. Honestly, man, I would finish school, at least finish school before you start making videos on the internet. I'm not even talking about secondary school. Just get through the first couple of years of primary school or whatever they call it over in America. Here's the clip of him saying what he said.
Because what's going to happen is the shills and the only pros are going to defend this. They're going to go, see, they have no control. They have no control. Cool. So, you fucking lied. Right? Mm-hmm. You lied. What is the point in having these particular social and community managers and or anyone else in the NetherRealm team if you lied? How did they lie? Because you put out a product that it was obviously broken, fairly well untested. Even the condiment clowns, you know, that were supposed to game test it 5 days from initial early release date, like early access release. What the hell was going on?
So when he mentions condiment, he's talking about ketchup and mustard.
Oh my god, I'm glad he fucking knows what a condiment is.
Well, see, Booty Hunter, when you're making a video, you want to clarify for people. I know that might be difficult for you because you literally talk out of your ass, but for people that didn't know what Fate was referring to, that were just watching my video, that's why I put the picture up of them. That's why I described who they were, ketchup and mustard. Again, a hard concept for you to follow. I sympathize because you're honestly one of the most dumb people I've ever made a response video to. But, yeah, there we are. And how ketchup and mustard got to go and play the game, I think they said for 5 days. I don't know if you guys know, but I've known ketchup and mustard for, I think, maybe 12 years now.
Conflict of interest. And this is where he goes off.
This is a very, very easy way to deflect. Now, I've said this 100 times. I will say it to ketchup and mustard. I'll say it to Foxy. I'll say it to anyone. I'll say it to anyone's face. Respectfully. If I don't like something you're saying, I'm going to tell you about it if I feel like I want to speak up about it. Now, we're just voices on the internet, like he said, and we're discussing Mortal Kombat. And if someone says something I don't like, and they offer me their ear, I will tell them. Now, I haven't got anything to say to ketchup and mustard because ketchup and mustard have never said anything that I dislike. So it's not a conflict of interest. I just don't go around poking everybody. I don't even necessarily call anybody out in particular. If you look at all of these situations, all of my encounters with people in the Mortal Kombat space, it has been because they've asked to speak to me, or like this donut has made a video about me, just rattling off random bullshit. If I had never heard of this guy, if it wasn't sent over to me, there would be no video made. If Fate never commented on my video saying, hey, I would love to talk, there would be no discussion. If Sikanda didn't message me in the morning saying I want you to jump in my live stream, I wouldn't have been there when him and Fate were going at each other. People have asked me. I have mostly been minding my own business. Now, with regards to ketchup and mustard, because he decided to mention them, and because people asking me of my opinion of him, I was giving clarification as to why I don't like the way he puts his opinions across or his points. And one of the ways I was doing that was by pointing out that he's pointing the finger at two people that I don't believe deserve to have the finger pointed at them. Now, if it came out that ketchup and mustard were doing something shady of NRS, I don't know what that could be, then I'd be like, okay, cool. But I don't believe that to be the case. I know that there are shady things going on there, but I do not believe that ketchup and mustard did anything underhanded here. Also, I'm not sure if you know Booty Hunter. I'm assuming you don't because you don't seem to know much. But there's a such thing as an NDA, and if you sign those, regardless of what's going on, depending on the contents of the NDA, you can't speak about it. You can't hold someone's feet to the fire over that. And that is what I was trying to get point across with ketchup and mustard and Fate's point. Now, if you don't understand that, And if you've paused the video about 100 times in between me getting this explanation across, that's your problem. Like I said, maybe stop doing that and listen to people before you open your gob. Maybe longer, I'm not entirely sure. I've known them for a very long time. I've met them in person. We've gone to eat together before.
Who cares? What does this have to do with
We
anything?
have been in tournaments. What it has to do with it, Mr. Booty Hunter, is being transparent with people. I have no problem telling people that I've been cool with ketchup and mustard and all these people for a long time, because there may come a point in time where we butt heads and we get into a discussion online and everyone's watching. I have no problem with telling people that, hey, I'm cool with this guy, hey, I'm cool with that guy. And I'm telling you now, just like I've said before, if someone says something I don't like, even if I'm cool with them, we are going to talk about it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to come on here effing and blinding and calling them names and saying your mum this, your mum that, or any of that stuff. It means that there is no conflict of interest in me having a debate and an open discussion with people that I'm cool with or respect in a respectable way. I don't know why that's a hard concept for you to grasp, but so are you telling me that if one of your friends says something you don't like, you don't say anything to them? Are you telling me that if one of your friends came on the internet and made a video about Mortal Kombat and he had points or she had points that you didn't agree with, that you're not going to say anything about it? What's wrong with you? Are you not able to have adult conversations? You're an idiot. Now, even though I don't like Mortal Kombat, and even though I don't like NRS's practices or Warner Brothers, I'm not going to sit here and just attack people that like the game. Like I said to you before, Foxy likes the game, or I think he does anyway, and Ketchup and Mustard do, and it's perfectly fine for people to like the game. I've never once come on here and said you guys should not like the game. I do believe people shouldn't support bad business practices, but if you want to, that's up to you. So I don't feel like I need to come on here and insult people. I can attack.
Oh, stop being a whiny little... You know what? He's just saying that. He's repeating himself throughout the whole fucking video. Oh, yeah, it's right to insult people. I'm a whiny little sensitive girl. It happens, dude. Internet. You either deal with it or you get the fuck out. That's just how it is, man.
Alright, bruv. Well, if it's the internet and it happens and you shouldn't whine about it, then don't make a response video to this. As a matter of fact, don't even pay me any attention. Watch this video, shrivel up into the little ball that you are, and go lay in your bed. Don't say anything. Just deal with the insults. Have no retort. None whatsoever. You seem to think that having a retort to insults or having some sort of debate about it or some sort of comeback means that you're whining. What's wrong with you? If I call you a bitch, you're not going to say nothing back to me. It's just the internet, right? If I call you a bitch, you're not going to say nothing back. You're actually an idiot. you're talking out of both sides of your mouth again. No substance whatsoever. You know full well that if someone made a video much like this, which I'm assuming that you're going to have comments about because you love talking, as do I, that you're going to respond in kind if they're calling you a bitch, right? Now I've just called you a bitch like 3 or 4 times amongst other things. But hey, take your own advice, shut your mouth, go do your day job and keep it moving.
Because this is going to be a long ass video, dude. I mean, this is going to be a long fucking video. Like, hold on. You can clearly tell I've watched this fucking debate before.
Oh, I have no doubts that you watched it. I'm just not entirely sure you were listening, because multiple times during your stupid video have you said things that have made no sense or are just completely inaccurate. And the video's there in 1080p, mate. You can go and fact check it for yourself. If you want to, I can do it for you. I ain't got no problem with that, because clearly you don't seem to understand how to do it.
So,
Nah, I was watching this
so, yeah, what'd
bullshit
you
when
guys
I was
think?
at work, dude, and it ticked me off just how Mike Hollow was acting.
I'm very, very interested to hear about what he found issue with and how I was acting, because during the discussion, Fate didn't seem to have an issue with me. The chat didn't seem to have an issue with me. I couldn't see Fate's chat, but most people in my chat said that I was just chilling, which is what I was doing. Also, need I remind you that Fate got on the live stream at midnight for me, and for him it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, I think. So if I look tired on stream, that's because I had finished work, I had finished gym, I had finished general chores, I had finished editing, and then I'd sat down to talk to Fate, and the conversation went on until 5 in the morning. So if it looked like my eyes was shutting slowly, or if it looked like I was looking away at times, it's because I was trying to not fall asleep, not because Fate was putting me to sleep. I was having a nice time talking to Fate, and we had a laugh afterwards, and I also jumped in his stream afterwards, and I had a laugh of his chat. It's because it was late. Now, you would know that if you were there from the beginning to listen when when I said to Fate, it's midnight, bro. Now, it's not Fate's fault. There was miscommunication over time zones. No problem whatsoever. But just to add clarification, I need to add clarification because this Booty Hunter guy is honestly he just doesn't listen. Does not listen. He's one of those people that just loves to hear the sound of his own voice. No substance in anything he's saying. Nothing. Barely coherent. Very, very difficult to make a reaction video to this stuff.
I'm saying that the reaction to it, which is what Foxy has done. Oh, you're just a lol cow. Oh, you just think everyone that plays don't care about whether or not somebody, doesn't know everything about a combo or doesn't know everything about, a certain mechanic. They'll just leave. There's so many options out there, they'll go. So he comes in acting like, well, oh, you're just a new DSP, which is what he's doing. He's trying to paint the picture. Mm-hmm. And I know that because I've had people come to my videos now saying, the resident lol cow. That's not from anyone else. Now, I don't care what people think.
Isn't that an opinion on you, though? It doesn't really make you a liar.
Well, and then he's also said that, well, okay, so when I say something, I have to be held to account. But when
of course, see,
he says something, it's just an opinion. Is that correct?
Yeah, and ain't that crazy? Ain't that fucking crazy? Ain't that crazy, dude?
Well, Mr. Booty Hunter, if you were paying attention to the stream, I did explain to Fate at some point in this when he let me get my point across that the reason that I was not pulling Foxy up is because Foxy was not in the live stream. I actually did try to get Foxy on the live stream to pull him up on some of the things he said about Fate during the discussion and some of the things that I thought were unfair with regards to Fate. Foxy didn't want to jump on the live stream. Now, I don't really particularly like having discussions about people unless I'm directly addressing them or if we're having it on a live stream, right? Much like I'm directly addressing you right now based on your comments and your tomfoolery. I was zeroing in on Fate because Fate was the one on the Discord conversation with me. Now, it might be normal for you to talk about another man behind his back. It's not normal for me. If I have something to say, I'll say it to you in video format, or we can jump on Discord, I'll open my camera and I'll say it to your face, digitally speaking. And if we were in person, I would do the same thing. Now, that's not a threat. I'm not interested or here to make stupid threats about video games. I'm simply saying that if I have a conversation with somebody, it's going to be where I can see that person or I can hear their voice at the very least. So Fate took it as me singling him out. But what Fate did not understand, which was a bit baffling to me, is that Fate was on the call with me, not Foxy, not Diddle, not Sikander, not Ketchup and Mustard, and not you. I'm not going to have a conversation with Fate about you. If he brings him up to me and asks for my opinion, I might give some cliff notes, but I'm not going to go into detail. I will save that for when I speak to you. Now, like I said, if you paid attention to the stream, you would have understood this, but you didn't.
That's
if I turned around, for example, today, right, and I made a remark about you, let's just say that I said, Fate's this, that, and the other. That's my opinion of you, right? Yeah. I think that Fate is not a nice guy or whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm lying. What you're calling Foxy a liar. I don't know what Foxy has lied about. You're not telling me what he's lied about.
I just did. That's one thing.
He just said. This is the one thing that was frustrating me throughout this whole shit. He was not listening. He was just then like, okay, so basically what it was, he was asking Fate questions. Fate was answering them as I guess best he could. But even still, he was just not listening. Basically, he was just sitting. He asked him questions, but yet when Fate answered those questions, he was just not listening and waiting on his chance to talk.
That's a load of bullshit. Everything that Fate said, I responded to in kind. If I wasn't listening, I wouldn't have been able to respond. I wasn't just waiting for my chance to speak. If I butted in on anything what Fate was saying, it's because Fate was going off on a tangent for minutes and minutes and minutes on end. And if we're having a debate where people are watching and they're trying to get both sides, people are going to tune out if I do not keep the conversation on track. What do you not understand about that? And he didn't just say. The conversation was about Foxy having a certain opinion of him via those names. Now, Foxy called him a locale, basically a rage baiter. And he had gotten that based on things that Fate said, based on something Fate even said in this live stream, which I know he wants to walk back, but he said it, and I called him out on it. If I say that I think Booty Hunter is a fucking moron, that is my opinion. based on the things you said. It doesn't make me a liar. Now, the reason I did not accept Fate's answer is because it doesn't make any sense. If Foxy says that he thinks that Fate is an idiot, that is Foxy's opinion. That's not him lying. I think you're an idiot, Booty Hunter. You think I'm lying about that? You think I'm lying that you're an idiot? I do think you're an idiot. I think you're a jackass. I think that you don't know left from right. That's not me lying. That's me giving my opinion. That's me making a character assessment based on the bullshit that's flown out of your mouth. So no, I don't accept stupid answers. I don't accept when Fate's trying to beat around the bush. That is not what I asked him, and the answer he gave me was not good enough, and so I pushed him on it again. Now you're going to say, oh, it's you coming from a moral high ground. No, dummy. We're having a discussion. We're having a debate. What's the point in walking into a debate space if someone's going to say something you disagree with and you don't push back?
In that stream, and also his reaction one, he's saying, oh yeah, Fate thinks everyone that likes Mortal Kombat is a shill, which is untrue. But what that does is it means that everyone that is a fan of him goes, oh, that must be true. This is what I don't think you're quite understanding, is that when you have a following, this is why, like I've said to people, I don't want like diehard haters, and I also don't want diehard kiss asses. I want people in the middle that go, I agree with this, I don't agree with that, but I at least appreciate that you're just you and up front. That's the best thing you can be. You don't want to have people kissing your ass. You don't want to have diehard haters, because both ends of the spectrum will never see sense, right? But when you have...
I don't really care. See, I've always been one of those people. I don't really care either way. If you want to kiss my ass, I mean, that's honestly okay. I don't really care, dude. You do what you want at the end of the day. But how I respond to it is just how I respond to it. So, you know, if you want to kiss my ass, that's cool. If that's what you're on, all right, that's also cool. But if you don't and you just want to form your own opinion, I fully support that too. If anything, I support that a lot more, because at least you're coming to your own conclusions, whether positive or negative. I can respect that. But then if just mostly negative, then I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna respond with how I'm gonna respond, and you know, that's just how that is.
This is another one that just talks in circles. I'm going to respond with how I'm going to respond. What is that? What are you talking about? And you don't mind if people are kissing your ass. What's wrong with you? You like people blowing smoke up your ass. Is that it? It's pretty pathetic if you ask me. I don't want people kissing my ass. I think that shit's weird. I think it's fine if people like take your side, but if there's a good reason for it, if someone's just kissing my ass, you find that weird. Another grown man is going to kiss your ass. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that literally. I know that he's not literally talking about puckering up. Having people blow smoke up your ass and having people be yes men around you is a really fast track way to become an arsehole. So no, that's not even really to do with the video, I guess, but it says a lot about your character, in my opinion.
You have a big following. And let's be honest, his channel, there's a lot of negativity when it comes to, like, you have a lot of beef sets. He's got guys on there like Sikander, and again, I like Sikander. And I actually said this to Foxy when I was playing Halo with him.
That's just old school FGC stuff. I wouldn't really call it negativity.
That's true, yeah, absolutely.
Wait a minute. Literally what fucking Fate, like Fate calls, like, the Condiment Twins and all that type of shit. That's, like, literal internet stuff. So then why are you making a big deal about, oh, it's just those playground insults? You're killing your whole argument then. Like, am I crazy here? How the fuck does this guy not see that? How do you not fucking see that?
Yeah, you are crazy, mate, and you're actually stupid, so let me break it down for you. I don't have a problem with insults, like I've said 100 times. I'm going to say 100 more until you understand it. I'm saying that I think it's a waste of time when you're criticizing something in the pursuit of making it better, which is what I was under the impression that Fate was all about. Now, Fate has come to clarify to me that he's not, he's just criticizing. I'm not entirely sure if he's looking for solutions, although in some of his more recent content he has. But you don't seem to understand that my standpoint on insulting is there's a time and place for it. I don't think that insulting within the FGC space, if we're going to be specific about it, means that you do it at every single point. I don't think that a beef set and a debate about a game can be held to the same standard. For me, that doesn't work. If you're in a beef set or you're at an arcade, then yeah, you're with your boys, everyone's throwing insults. If you're at a table, if you're on a Discord in this instance, and you're discussing the changes of a game, and you're throwing insults around, to me, you're taking away from the conversation. I don't understand why that's a hard point for you to understand. How old are you? Why do I need to explain this? You look like a grown man. Like, come on, man. Pull your head out your ass. What the hell are you talking about? About I'm the one that is derailing my conversation, derailing my point. You have no idea what you're talking about, mate. You are so stupid. You are so dumb.
Absolutely, when Sikander's literally sitting there telling people to kill themselves and he hopes their family die of cancer. That's not toxic at all, bro. And I said this to Fox. I said, look, man, like I like the guy, but I just think that that's not a good look. So there's that in itself is bad. But nobody holds him to account for that.
Of course not, because he's their friend, and they're not going to hold their friends accountable to shit.
Nobody holds Foxy account to having that kind of display for his tens, if not thousands of viewers out there. But I have to be accountable for my tiny ass putting out a video talking about gameplay and mechanics when you've got people literally calling for their families to get cancer.
See? Wanting to interrupt right there. He's wanting to interrupt. I don't think he's listening, dude. I swear to God. Look at him. Look how fucking disinterested he looks. That fucker's not listening. And it's like I said, I am coming at this dude with all types of insults. That was not my intention at the start of this fucking video. Honestly, it wasn't even to talk about Mike Hollow that much, but it's just some shit that I really have to fucking... Like, I really wanted to talk about and just how these guys are and just how snarky and snobby they are, how they act. It's so disgusting. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Seriously. Fuck people like this, dude. I try to give goodwill and all that. You know, I always try to see the best in people. That's just how I was brought up. But when someone's just a literal dick, like, nah. You can't at that point. Like, bless Fate. He tries his best, even in debates, to try to, like, be as, like, courteous to them as possible, even though they don't share that same treatment to him. He tries his best to do that, but I don't know. They just don't. See, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't bother to do that.
This guy is an absolute moron. I didn't enter this video with the idea that I'm going to insult Mike Hollow. And then you did. So what, you can't control your tongue? I'll tell everybody straight up. I watched your video. I entered this with every intention to insult you. I can control my tongue. I had every intention of insulting you. You just come across like a child. And I don't know what you're talking about, that I am a dickhead or I am rude to Fate or dismissive of Fate. Like I said, if you look at the timestamp there, it says 2:17. The stream started at around midnight. That means that it's past 2 a.m. That means that I'm tired. Right? Fate looks fresh because he's just woken up. He's on the other side of the planet. I explained that, but again, you weren't listening. Now, it's not that I was looking away or not paying attention to Fate. I was paying attention. That is why I was responding. If I wasn't responding accordingly, he would have looked sideways and been like, hey, I didn't even say that. What are you talking about? That's not what happened. I was looking at the chat and listening to Fate. One of the reasons that I was cutting into Fate is that Fate was going and going and going and going, and if I didn't say anything and didn't cut in, it wasn't going to be a debate. It was going to be Fate talking at me. If you go and watch the live stream, the only reason that I cut in is because Fate is just going. There's no stopping him. Now, I'm not saying that makes him a bad person before you pause the video and start making some stupid assessment of what I'm saying. I'm saying that in a debate space where people are looking to have both ideas heard, it's on me as somebody that's kind of moderating the space to butt in and say, hey, can you clarify this? Hey, can we move the conversation over here? So again, you're just talking out your ass, mate, as usual. No idea what you're talking about. And it pains me that I have to explain this to a grown man, although I don't know how old you are. You look like a grown man on your videos. Maybe you're just a child with unfortunate genetics, but we'll see. But I make no secrets about coming on here and being derogatory towards you, because honestly, you're an idiot. An entertaining idiot, an entertaining clown, but you are an idiot.
Me, I wouldn't do debates anyways, but, you know, hey, he's different from me. You know.
Yeah, you wouldn't do debates, and we all know why. You would get absolutely torn to shreds. That's why.
And die. I mean, listen. Again, all I'm saying, like, people can do whatever they want.
Can I cut in just for a second? Let me just cut in and say that I don't think you should worry about the accountability of other people. Right? You're a grown man. We all know we take personal responsibility.
You were worried about the account. Why the fudge are you talking about Fate then? You're killing your whole argument. What do you care if he's talking about fucking, um, fucking ketchup and mustard? You're saying, he's a grown man, he could take care. I'm sorry, are fucking the Condiment Twins not fucking grown men? Can they not also take care of themselves? Really? Why do you have to fucking make a video defending them? That doesn't even make sense. You are the biggest, most disingenuous a-hole. Like, it's like...
Let me just cut in there real quick because you're talking a lot of shit and you're going to rattle off for a minute before I forget my point. The reason that I made a video about ketchup and mustard and fate is because somebody asked me, and so I responded to what they're saying. As a matter of fact, not somebody, multiple people asked me. The reason I am talking to Fate is because Fate commented on my video asking to speak to me. What is disingenuous about that? What would have been rude is that if I ignored the people that watch my videos and then ignored Fate. Instead, I responded in kind to both. Comment came to me, I responded to the comment, made my reasoning very clear on my stance. Fate clearly didn't like it, but said he would like to have a discussion to put his point across. Me being the disingenuous guy that you want to call me that, had a conversation with Fate and gave him the space to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. And nowhere in this am I being rude or condescending to Fate. I am merely disagreeing with him. For whatever reason, this booty hunter guy can't seem to understand that. He thinks I'm being disingenuous. If he asks me a question, right, if Mr. Booty asks me a question, I'm going to respond. If he makes a video about me, I'm going to respond. I don't care if he has 1 subscriber. If it's good enough or funny enough for me to respond to, I will respond to it. Fate would have never been spoken about if people didn't bring him up to me. Me and Fate wouldn't have had a discussion if Fate didn't comment on my video. Do you understand that? Like I said, mate, clean the wax out of your ears and wipe the shit from your eyes before you start rattling off.
And it's like, I really hate that, like, because I want to believe that these guys are probably, like, nice guys outside of this shit. I'm sure they probably are, but the way they act over all this bullshit, when really we just all need to come together and realize that just not support NRS and speak with our wallets and all of that stuff, when really we just need to come together and do that instead. We're all trying to look in, well, not we're all, but they are, like, people like Mike Hollow, people like fucking Foxy Grandpa and others are just Brusque Poet. They're looking for fucking scapegoats. Yeah, they're basically looking for scapegoats, man. They're looking for scapegoats on this shit to try to say, hey, well, this game's terrible, but we don't really want to talk much about how this game's terrible, or, you know, we're going to look for other people to misplace that fucking anger on, which is crazy because he's saying that Fate shouldn't place his anger on ketchup and mustard, but you're basically trying to place your bullshit and, you know, call Fate a low-cow, all this other type of shit, said he just uses playground insults. I'm like, come on, what do you think? Are you not doing that with Fate? Really?
I mean, this part of the clip really confirms how dumb this guy is. Scapegoat? What the hell are you talking about, mate? Look at my videos. Look at that video there. Look at that video there. Look at the video length. Look at this video over here. Look at the entirety of the videos on Mortal Kombat 1 on my channel outside of the gameplay ones. What do they all do? They put the game down, and they put the game down in length. And I go over my points to make sure everybody understands. And do you know why, despite the views on my videos being very high, why people haven't made reaction videos to it, why people have not picked it apart, is because I made coherent points that I can defend. What the hell are you talking about, scapegoat? How many times am I going to tell you that a conversation with Fate would not have happened if not for Fate? How many times am I going to tell you that me speaking about Fate wouldn't have happened if not for people in my comment section? You want me to just ignore people in my comment section if they're bringing him up to me constantly? You want me to ignore Fate when he comments in my comment section saying, hey, I'd love to have a discussion? Which one is it? I was minding my own business. I was putting NRS down and I was getting views for it and I was getting my message across. I wasn't bothering anyone else. I wasn't calling anybody else out apart from Sonic Fox, and it wasn't really even a call out, it was an observation of his shitty behavior online, but it wasn't me saying, hey, come and talk to me. much like what Button Check does, except in my situation, I gave my personal opinion, whereas Ernesto Lopez just sort of tells you what's going on. So what are you talking about, mate? The only one disingenuous here is you. The only one that's not listening here is you. And quite honestly, I would go as far as to say you're just lying. It's kind of hard for me to believe that one man can be this stupid. For the things that we do, I'm not concerned about what other YouTubers are doing. If they get away...
Yes, you are! You made a whole... Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'd be done with it as well, mate. You've done enough damage to yourself. Honestly, I would think twice before responding to my video. Because if you come out of some bullshit, I'm just going to pick you apart again. But you know what? I'd be very happy to go on a live stream with you and we can talk about this. And I'm willing to bet it's going to last all of 10 minutes because your dumbass can barely form a sentence. You don't really explain anything you have to say. You kind of just throw insults at random. It's honestly, it's quite laughable. And I understand, maybe you're like 18 or something, you just look like a grown man. If you are that young, then my apologies. I should not be coming at you. But if you are a grown man like I think you are, then mate, like I said, clean the wax out of your ears.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem though, is that you guys form an opinion without actually talking to me first.
Exactly. They form their opinions without actually talking to him, without actually looking at their fucking channel, without actually looking at his channel or anything like that. Like, see, what I'm doing in this video is I'm looking at I'm looking at some of their content and all of that type of stuff. I'm not just going off like blind fucking assumptions or anything like that. I'm looking at these dudes' channels and all that shit and looking at some of their content. You know, like I did with fucking Mike Hollow and shit like that.
You're lying, mate. You never watch my content. For you to say something like, I'm looking for a scapegoat, but then not follow the series of events that led up to me talking to Fate. For you to say something like, I'm looking for a scapegoat, when I have been shitting on Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 11. If you had been looking at my content, you would know that this has been going on for years. I've been making videos about Mortal Kombat 11 and its downfall leading into Mortal Kombat 1. I've made plenty of videos about my distaste for Mortal Kombat 1, but you didn't bother watching it, so you're a liar. You're disingenuous, you're talking out your ass once again, and you are full of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Your fucking feelings are not facts. Apparently, this guy doesn't know what fact. He doesn't know what a joke is, and he also doesn't know what facts are. Your feelings are not facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. There's a reason why people say that. You know that, right? And I probably don't. You know all these fighting game mechanics, but you don't know what a fucking joke is. You don't know what, like, a fact is. Maybe look it up. Maybe do something besides sitting at your fucking desk or couch or bed or whatever the fuck, twiddling your thumbs at a fucking controller all day, and actually maybe read a book, motherfucker.
Maybe get off the camera, stop talking into the mic, and read a book yourself. I mean, clearly you're the one that struggles with definitions here. You're the one that can't put coherent sentences together. You're the one that can't piece things and do simple maths. Maybe you should get off the camera. Maybe you should stop talking down the mic. Maybe you should take your own advice. Have you ever considered that? I think it's rich that you're talking about grown men playing video games and having debates about on the internet whilst also doing a reactionary video about said thing. If it was so beneath you and so ridiculous and so tedious for us to be sitting here talking about a game or mashing buttons on a controller, what the hell are you doing exactly? I'm a bit confused. What are you doing?
But I come from the point of view is that, well, this...
No, hold on. One thing. I don't do this.
See, and then he's interrupting him too. It's so rude. He's so fucking rude. He's not even letting him get his fucking point across. Yeah, dude, I'm with Shadow Dragon, dude. Don't let him fucking talk to you like that. That is some bullshit, man. The way people just really fucking think they can fucking just talk to people any kind of way and just think that they not supposed to just get their shit pushed in for that. You, ooh, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I would tear this a-hole alive. Couldn't be me. Verbally, of course, not physically, but, you know.
No, he's not talking about me though, he's talking about Diddle, but I'm glad he said verbally because you're not going to do anything, obviously. This is just talking on the internet. Honestly, if we did have a discussion, you're not going to tear shit. I'm the one that's going to tear you. And that's not because I'm on a high horse. It's not because I think I'm better than everybody else. It's not because I think that because I'm British, I'm somehow better at things than you or some bullshit that you're going to come out with. It's because you have no idea what you are talking about in this instance. You have no idea what you are going on about. So it could be you. And we can make it be you. You just have to let me know. Now, I highly doubt that you're going to want to jump on a live stream and talk to me. Not even entirely sure what we would talk about outside of the bullshit in this video. But if you did, I'm all game. Because there's nothing that you have said that can easily be torn to shreds. And I've gone lightly on you in this video because I perceive you as somebody that is lacking in intelligence. But make no mistake, it would be very, very, very easy to pull you apart. Now, I cannot be bothered to react to any more of his video. It's honestly just a dribble fest. But like I said, it's good popcorn TV. Me and my friends popped on, we had a good laugh. And even his video about Vince McMahon was a good laugh. His takes were a little bit alarming, I'll say. But, you know, more power to the guy, despite my insults, despite me calling him a bitch, despite me saying that he's low IQ. I hope he gets monetized, and I hope he keeps on pumping out more content, you know, makes the world go around. I enjoy his content, and if you do make a reaction video to this booty hunter, just choose your words more carefully and actually listen to what people are saying. Listen to what they're saying, because it's very evident to me that you did not listen to a word of what I said. You seem to think I didn't listen, and I really don't understand how you can't see that for yourself. I'm sure I'll be hearing from you. Until then, guys, take care, have a good day, and peace.